Number CEMIS 20170017.
Who's the officer?
Monica Frederick.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
All right.
My name is Eddie Rainier. I'm the son of the property owner.
All right, sir. Thank you.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Monica Frederick.
Mhm.
This case is coming back for a miscellaneous violation for the parking at the property, the angled parking at the property. As of today, I took a picture, and the vehicles are still in the same position.
Okay. I see that it was
Thanks for the
tabled.
presentation.
It was tabled at the last hearing. Do you recall what happened?
Can I show you my evidence?
Sure, sir.
Sorry.
Officer, can you pass it forward? Give me 1 second.
So go back to the mic and you can speak to her while she's looking at it. Into the mic, thank you.
Because the last time when I was here, okay, what the code enforcer presented to you was a false picture, because the angle she took the picture that she presented to you did not show that that street is not a thoroughfare. It's a dead end. There's a sign right there at the stop sign that says no outlet. Okay? So that dead end there is only my house and the neighbor who live across from me who uses that end. And the business on the other side where they blocked that street that uses that. You see what I'm saying? The last time when she presented, I did not have any evidence because I didn't know what was the reason why I had to come here. So I left the vehicles there at the angle that they were parked so that she would resubmit the violation so I could come back here and present my case. And this is what I'm doing now to show you that that street is not being used. Okay, there's no outlet to 119. Okay, so it's only me and whoever else is at my house who come to me for a rehearsal, turn to that corner and park there. Okay, so this is my presentation. Okay, now because the last
What are
time.
we saying is the violation? Because I'm, not you, sir. 1 second. Okay, I remember you're a little hard of hearing, so I'll try to speak
Thank you.
louder. Can somebody tell me what the violation is?
The violation is the vehicles are parked on an angled, they're parked angled. You're supposed to park your vehicles parallel, so that you're not blocking, so you're not parking on the sidewalk, and they have to be in the correct flow of traffic. There's no stipulation that talks about
But
one-way
they're not-
streets.
I'm sorry.
No problem. There's no stipulations that talk about one-way streets. It's just the fact that they are parked at the angle and they have to be parallel.
Those
So
vehicles.
are we saying these are all his vehicles or the other owners?
They're all his vehicles. How we made aware of the situation, myself, Officer Noel, and the other cops officers, we came out to the property because they were all parked in the street because it was a one-way. But then we asked the neighbor across the street to remove his two big trucks, and then the gentleman right here, I think his nephew or somebody who also occupies the dwelling, had another vehicle that was parked on the street. And it was just a clobber of vehicles in the one way. So we asked them to move them on the swell area and park them parallel in the correct flow of traffic. He agreed. But then later on, coming back to the violation, we seen that now the vehicles are parked angled and they're not parallel.
Okay, so I guess it's so that they can maximize the space. That's probably why they parked in the way that they parked. And you're saying what I'm looking at here in the, where they're parked on the swell area, and I guess they're just pulled in, correct?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
backed into a space. So this is a violation?
Yes, ma'am.
There are no vehicles that is parked on the sidewalk because I make sure, because there are people who are
Who walk
not actually handicapped, but who uses it. And I make sure that we do not prevent them from passing on the sidewalk. And also there are cyclists who uses that, you know, and I'm very concerned, children who pass there. You see, so therefore I have to make sure that we do not interfere with them using the sidewalk, okay? So therefore, the vehicles, I leave space between the fence and the sidewalk so that the people can pass. So if you can see at the angles that the vehicles are parked, I'm not blocking any street. I'm not parked on the, none of the vehicles are parked on the sidewalk. So they are parked at an angle where we're not in the street or blocking the sidewalk.
So basically, if you park, the way that the cars are parked now, you're able to park 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably, there's 5 cars now, you probably add 3 more. But if you park parallel in the flow of traffic, maximum, it'll probably take about 3 vehicles.
At least 3 or 4 more vehicles there. And on the other side, towards the blockage, it could take another 2 vehicles. All right, on the northern side, all right, it could take another 3 vehicles. All right, on the other side of the fence, that's where my son parked. Okay?
So these are all your vehicles, or
Pardon me? Well,
these vehicles are all yours, or belong to the neighbors and your?
No, 2 of them belong to my son. Okay? 3 of them belong to me. Okay? And they're licensed vehicles.
Let me show this to the attorney, and tell me what.
So, Your Honor, if I may, the section that the officer is, here you go, that the officer is referencing is section 1210 of the code, subsection E, and it says no more than 2 motor vehicles. So the first issue is that there's more than 2. Shall be allowed to park on the swell at a time. Said parking shall be parallel to the roadside and in the direction of the authorized traffic movement.
My point is that there's no traffic
Right, but
that uses this street.
I understand, but the way it's, if traffic movement is authorized to go westbound, even though there's no traffic, but if it's a westbound street, for instance, then the cars need to be parked westbound. If it's an eastbound street, the cars are parked eastbound. It depends on the way the street was set up. So traffic doesn't have to go through, it just says traffic movement.
The last time that I was here,
Speak
That
into the
was-
mic. Speak into the microphone.
was the case. Okay, that was the logic I used to accept her case. But then after I went back home and I looked at the situation, I said, wow, this is not a street that is being used where vehicles try, for example, vehicles who trying to avoid 119 in the morning, they turn through 120th. And then they start to turn to 11th Avenue, then realize it's not an outlet. And then they turn, so my case is that if it was a street that was being used, I can see the logic and what she presented last time. But seeing that it's a dead end, it's either the kids across from me who are using it to play in the morning, in the evening after school, or people who come to buy some food from the restaurant next door who use it to park, and they park at whichever angle they choose until they get whatever it is. But I'm being penalized by the city because I'm the one who lives there, and it's my vehicle. No, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
So-
sir, that aside, even putting the traffic movement issue aside, there's still a violation because there's more than 2 cars and they're not parked parallel to the road. So there's several reasons why you're
So
in
that means
violation.
even though those vehicles are licensed, they cannot be parked there.
They
so
can't, if they're parallel to the road
Okay.
and they're in the same movement of authorized traffic. Same direction as authorized traffic.
So the issue is the angle. The parallel is the issue.
The parallel, the number of cars as well. There's only 2 cars that are allowed to be there on the swell.
So you mean I'm only allowed 2 vehicles to park there?
That's what the code says. No more than 2 motor vehicles are allowed to park on the swell.
So if the people who live at the house cannot have more than 2 vehicles.
I can't speak to that, but as far as parking on the swell, no more than 2 vehicles.
So where the people who live in the house gonna park then?
I'm not familiar with the area of the neighborhood. I can't give that answer, unfortunately.
She is. She's the one who's making the presentation. You can ask her that question. Correct?
Swell area is
Oh.
public,
Excuse me?
So I said swell area is public, and where the way your house is positioned, you have swell on the side of which you're parking in a non-parallel position, and you also have swell area on directly on 121st Street. So yeah, on 120th Street. Excuse me. You also have swell area across the street.
Across the street?
Yes, sir. There's swell here.
Yeah, but on the other side here.
Yes, sir.
This is where the neighbors come, and they have people who come to there. And, you know, so I don't think it's fair for me to use that, and also the people from the restaurant, when they come, they park there. Sometimes a pickup truck, you know, like these delivery trucks come there, and when it comes, sometimes, like, let's say, if I go to play somewhere, and I come after 11, I have problem finding a place to park, for how.
Go back to the mic,
Yeah,
sir.
for how the other people from the restaurant park.
Speak into the microphone.
You know, because in the day when she make her run, she see it. In the evening, after this is when the problem will happen. Is in the evening when, hey, playing the music up to 2:30 in the morning. I call you guys. You guys never show. I mean, this officer here, you know, they never come and resolve my problem. But they come, and you know. But anyway, all right. Only one vehicle that was not turned because it was, you know, but everything is facing the angle our court officer want them to be, you know, so.
Well, it's not what she
It's
wants.
not
It's
her,
what the,
it's
it's what
not,
the
she's
order-
following the
the
city
city code of-
ordinance.
I didn't hear that.
It's not necessarily what the code officer wants. It's what the city of North Miami's ordinance
No,
says.
I know.
So that's all.
Hey,
She's doing her
you
job.
know, she's just the messenger,
Right.
you know, so.
All right,
No, I just thought I would come here to see if I could make my case, you know.
all right. Well, I appreciate you bringing your evidence, but unfortunately, I have to rule according to, I'm sorry. I said, yes, I appreciate you coming back and bringing your evidence. However, I do have to rule,
In favor of.
based on what the law says. And the city ordinance calls for, 2 vehicles on the swale area parallel to the street. And, with the flow of traffic, so that's what I have to rule. So I will give you 30 days to, comply and find alternate parking for your vehicles and your sons and the occupants of your house. Just tell them this is what the rules say. And, comply there. So I will do an adjudication, 30 days. Sir, if you're not in compliance within 30 days, there will be a daily fine of $50.
Magistrate, I believe you already did that last hearing.
No, I have that it was tabled. Do you have that I enter an adjudication? Let me see.
Do you have the adjudication? It
Huh?
was tabled?
I have it was tabled.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Pass this over to the officer. Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah. I have an ongoing list, so I'll pass it on. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I kind of like describe it like this.
Item number 157, Officer Ernst Baptiste, customer Ronald Caden, case number CEBPR 20170027.
Good evening, sir. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Good evening. My name is Ronald Caton. Property address is 685 Northeast 137th Street. I am the owner.
All right.
Ernst Baptist, City of Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was open for construction without permit. Addition that was done in the back. Violation was opened back in February on the 23rd, 2017. Property was posted on May 19, 2017. I've been in contact with the resident. He knows the violation and he's in the process of pulling the permit to remove the addition, but he submitted the application and there was an error. He need to go back, so I will allow him 60 days to get the permit and remove the addition.
Okay. All right, so reset 60 days? All right, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Item number 169, Officer Monica Frederick, customer Willis McMath, case number CEODS 20170035.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right.
My name is Willis McMahon, and my address is 12700 Northwest 15th Avenue.
Thank you, sir.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Monica Frederick. This is a new case for outdoor storage on the property. The property was first noticed on March 7, 2017. It was mailed a certified notice to appear on May 19, 2017, and the property was posted notice to appear for this hearing on May 22nd, 2017. I have pictures.
All right.
Displayed in the pictures, you will see a rear patio area that the property owner does have a permit for. It just has not gotten to finishing yet, which holds a refrigerator. There is also a trailer on the property and miscellaneous scattered materials all over the yard. Mr. McMath did come to the office and speak to me and advised me that he did get out the hospital and became notified of the violation the week before this actual hearing. But being that the items were not cleared by the end of today, I advised him that he had to be here.
All right, sir.
Yes, okay. I had, we're doing a project right in the back, but I didn't finish it. So I was planning on cleaning the yard up, but things happened, so I got behind. And I went in the hospital. So I need more time to straighten everything out, if possible.
All right. Okay. 30 days?
Yes.
All right, adjudication, 30 days. So if it's not done within 30 days, you will start to accumulate a daily fine amount of $50, okay?
Okay.
Wait, because I don't know what cases they're here for.
He has another case?
No, not him.
Okay. Guys, did you sign in when you came? Okay, that's why we haven't called your case.
We have some cases come forward to the front row and state your name. Got any
You probably came late, cause
Yeah? Okay, maybe you guys didn't sign in, that's why. Okay. Sir, you can have a seat. We'll call you next.
all right. Item number 54. Officer Violin Christie, customer Emmanuel Murat, and W. Georgina. Case number CEBPR 2016-00105.
All right, sir, ma'am, please tell us your name.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Moat,
Okay,
And my name is Georgina Morat.
all
I
right,
live at 115 Northwest and 123rd Street.
okay.
Okay, Vidal Christie, Code Compliance, City of North Miami. This case was previously heard in regards to the structure in the rear of the property. I do have pictures for the record to just recollect your memory.
Okay, I see that it has been adjudicated.
Yeah, I told you.
Okay. All right. Okay, when were these, pictures taken?
The two first ones that you can see are from the date right at the last hearing, and the last one was from today.
Okay, so they started to remove, well, they removed something.
They did remove something. However, the problem is that I'm not sure how to get that across is it's not a matter of taking off some things and replacing it with cleaner or more stylish wood to camouflage the enclosure. It's about getting a permit to keep that enclosure.
So no permits were pulled?
No.
Oh,
And the back porch was destroyed during the hurricane. And from the last time I explained that, I spoke to Miss Georgina, and she stated that it was damaged back in the hurricane, and they were, you know, back and forth with the insurance,
Right.
which is not going to allow them or give them anything to repair it. I've been to the property several times. Unfortunately, I don't speak Creole enough to explain, but I did have them come and have someone also speak to them from our Community Planning and Development Office.
okay, while we're here, ma'am, do you need a translator? Because we do have a translator who can assist you. Vous voulez interprète, madame?
No, I'm just asking my husband if
Okay.
he need one. No problem.
Okay.
All right. Do you understand the violation, sir?
No.
Okay. Let's go through it again.
The violation is not on the inside. I can't see the inside, which is what I told him when I came to the house, because he was tearing down the inside. It's about getting a permit to enclose that area.
Have him speak up more and right into the mic.
Okay, this is a patio. It's coming with the house.
Patio that comes with the house.
It's not something I made.
Okay.
It's a patio, it's coming with the house.
I understand, sir. It was damaged, it seemed. I'm looking at the photographs,
Yes.
and I see a lot of damages. So it was damaged, right? And at some point, you were trying to work something out with your insurance company to get it fixed or something?
Yes.
Okay. So, but at some point, you tore it down. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what she told me.
Okay.
Okay. But you do know that
One
it
moment.
cannot stay.
Before
Okay.
you go there,
All right.
because how you're explaining it to him is not going to make him do what we're asking him to do. The problem is, he enclosed that patio. A patio is different from a room.
Okay, I guess I can't see it from the pictures. Okay, go
The-
ahead.
He enclosed the back portion before we even noticed it because it's so damaged. It's just a porch, like a screen porch, that they made into a room.
Got it.
They didn't get any permits for that room.
Okay.
And so now because it's damaged
Yeah.
and they have to redo, they need permits now to bring this to standard.
Okay, so I guess I was confused as well. I didn't realize this. Okay.
I'm gonna put it back the way it was before. I'm not gonna make it into a room.
But it was at a screen in it.
All right, but to tear it down now, you still need to, he still needs a permit?
No, I don't need.
Well, he actually has wall on the inside. But beyond the wood that you're seeing,
Yes.
he has like a wall or
Okay.
sheetrock stuff, which he has to take down and bring it back to a porch. But because he has been doing so much to maintain the structure, which they use, they still need a permit. He can't just bring it back to a screen porch because he has drywall and cement and all of that stuff in there because it's like almost like
An addition, a building.
like an addition to the house where he has refrigerator and storage stuff and all of those things. It's a
Okay.
room they use.
Okay. Do you understand, sir?
I have a picture of the wall. I take it off.
Okay, you want to show it to the officer and then pass it forward? All right. So those frames that I'm looking at, we have buildings, metal frames, wooden frames. You guys did a lot of work in here. I'm assuming there are electrical,
No.
no electrical? No. Okay, so the officer is saying that even when you took down the walls, you should have gotten a permit, and even to continue to remove these
To make sure it's structurally sound.
still need to get a permit to continue this work.
Non, mais pour me remettre à jour côté derrière, ou besoin de permis pour dire que balan bien fait. C'est ça. Et code officiel. I'm only gonna put a screen there.
All right, you do understand what the officer is saying, okay? even to bring it back to where it was prior to the destruction, you still need to pull a permit because the officer wants to make sure that, you know, the inspectors are out there and reviewing your work and make sure that the building itself is structurally sound. Am I correct?
Yes, you can't just tear down a roof and walls from the side and the back
Yeah.
and expect the room to have the same integrity. And just put a screen there.
Même si parce que si plan nan te détruit bagay la, ok te dommage bagay sa yo, et puis il t'écrasé, ou te prend permis quand même pour refaire. Parce que safety code yo très strict avec ça. Donc, ou besoin, ou permis pour refaire même janté avant.
All right, so this matter has been adjudicated. Look, I'm gonna give them 30 days. Let's come back in 30 days and see how far along we are.
About 30 jours pour qui verra pourquoi.
Could we give them a little bit more? Something tells me they're going to need a little bit more.
All right, so
About
60 days.
2 mois.
That will be fine.
All right, 60 days, guys. Okay?
Ou adjoint ou permis, ok?
Okay, let me ask a question. Can I? Okay, what about, if we go into the city, I mean, to the other building to get the permit? Do we have to have plan for that?
Okay, you're going to have to ask them when you go there. It's
We
just
went
the
there-
regular.
We went there before.
It's just they tell you.
Yeah,
when-
we need, what is general what? Contractor, yeah, general contractor. Yeah, but the reason why they asked us to give to get the general contractor is because we told them that we were gonna do the same thing, to close it, to put blocks and whatever. it
Okay,
is.
that's
They told-
completely different from taking it
yeah,
back from where it is to, because they did mention at the property that they want to enclose it and build it properly, which does take more, because that again needs to be attached and be a part of the house. So you need to have the plans for that. But if you're just going to return it, you just need to go, and it probably won't be as much or require as much, because you're just going to have a screen.
Okay, if the screen.
But if you do change, you do still need to go to them.
Yeah.
Regardless of it's a screen or you're going to build extension on the back, you have to go to them. They'll give you the exact items that you need,
We understand that part now.
okay?
Sortant avec pièce là, il y a Dieu sur besoin pour mettre la.
All right.
All
Would you
right.
like the photos so you could carry the photos when you're going?
Thank you. Okay. Okay.
All right, okay.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Bye.
Stay dry. What happened to that other gentleman that was here? Okay. Poor guy. He stayed here throughout the whole thing just to learn that his case was complied. We can make the announcement, you know, just before we get started to tell them that if they're here, if they haven't signed in, there's a signing sheet, come forward, sign in. And yeah, probably. Okay.
All right. Item number 7, Officer Monica Frederick.
Did you say
Albert.
7?
Albert Fraser. Case number CEGMP 2017-0026.
Give me 1 second, because I think I threw away my number 7. I sure did.
Number 7.
Yep, I found it. Okay.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Monica Frederick. This is a new case for a general maintenance of properties violation. The property owner has a big chunk of, well, a medium-sized chunk of paint chipping from the front exterior of the property. And their fix was to put a refrigerator in front of it. So the property was first noticed on March 27, 2017. The certified NTA was mailed out on May 19, 2017, and the property was posted for this hearing on May 22nd, 2017. I had photos.
Thank you.
I drove up one day and I was like, oh yes, they painted it, until I got closer and noticed that it's just a refrigerator. So
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners that failed to appear hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owner has until July 4th by which to resolve the violation, and should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, that would be a daily fine amount of $50.
Item number 10, Officer Crystal Cordo, customer Alicia Leventon, case number CEJNK 20170034.
City of North Miami, Code Compliance, Crystal Cordo. This property was cited back on April 11th for junk on the property. Property was mailed a certified letter on May 19th and posted as well on the 19th. As of today, the violation still exists. Photos for your reference.
Sure. Wow. Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I do find that the violation exists. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. I also find good notice, given the proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city. Property owner has until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $100.
Item number 12, 13, and 14, Officer Monica Frederick, case number CEODS 20170046, CEPFY 2017000174, and CEZPU 20170022, customer Anna Cunnings.
sorry, grab the RAM folders. I have customers who have them by the bundles. I'm sorry. Okay, you said Anna Cummings?
Mm-hmm.
All right. City of North Miami, Code Compliance Officer Monica Frederick. These three cases are new cases. One for ZPU, which is the sublease of the property, outdoor storage, and a PFY. The property was first noticed on March 27, 2017. The property was mailed a certified notice to appear on May 19, 2017, and the property was posted for this hearing on May 18, 2017 at 3:57 p.m. The property owner stays in the main dwelling and is renting the side of the property to another person. You can tell by one of the photographs that I submitted that the door has 12555 number 2. They also are allowing those tenants to park on the front lawn. That would be the picture of the Honda, and then the outdoor storage would be the items underneath the tarp that are also on the property.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violations do exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city. Enter an adjudication. Owner has until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $100 each case.
Item number 15, Officer Ernst Baptiste, case number CEPFY 2017-00273, Andrew Estabal.
Comply.
Item number 16, Officer Ernst Baptiste, customer Andre Mark Charles, case number CEBPR 2017-0042.
Ernst Baptiste, City of Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was open for construction without permit. Case was posted on May 19, 2017. Today, I searched the record, no permit on file.
You don't have any photographs?
No, no photograph. That was, I got the case from Gary Beswick for recertification, and he suggested that I open the violation.
All right, have you seen the construction?
Yes, it they added some kitchen, a cabinet in a dwelling where a car garage was supposed to be.
Okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation do exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I hereby find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication. Owners have until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $150.
Item number 19, Officer Monica Frederick, case number CEBLR 2017-0010, Arivello.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Monica Frederick. This is a new case for a building address that needs to be posted out on the property, either on the mailbox or the front exterior. The property was first noticed on March 28, 2017. The notice to appear was mailed out on May 19, 2017, and the property was posted for this hearing on May 18, 2017 at 4:04 p.m. I know in the picture that you do see a property address because there was no property address before. However, the property address on Miami-Dade property appraisal page is 1240 Northwest 125th Street, and the property owner put 1420 Northwest 125th Street.
Oh, you might have switched the numbers a bit.
I even tried switching it myself, and it's glued to the mailbox. It's really nothing I can do.
Okay. I think it might be an honest mistake, but they're not here to tell us otherwise. So based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication. Owner has until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine of amount of $50.
Item number 22 and item number 23, Officer Crystal Cordo, case number CEGMS 2017-0001, and case number CEJNK 2017-0023, customer Barnabas LeBron.
Officer Crystal Cordo, City of North Miami Code Compliance. I can't remember if we heard both of these. I know we heard one.
I have an adjudication on 1-00023. I don't know.
Okay.
What's going on with the
One of
other
them
one?
is new.
Okay, so for the junk, as of today, the violation still exists, and I do have current photos, but it's exactly the same as it was last month. And the other case is for general maintenance of the structure, which I do have photos of that as well. The property owner was cited for cleaning the roof and the exterior of the exterior of the property as well, which has not been abated. And I can give you the photos for both if you'd like.
Yes.
Both properties were mailed a certified notice to appear on May 19th, and both properties are posted on May 18th for the hearing.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented as to item CEJNK 2017-00023, I find that the violation still exists. The $150 daily fine is ratified. And as to the item CEGMS 2017-00001, I find that the violation does exist. I find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city and in turn adjudication. Owners have until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $100.
Item number 32, Officer Monica Frederick, customer Clary Sinis Door, case number CEPFY 2017-0032-312.
Complied.
Complied.
Okay.
Item number 38, Officer Monica Frederick, Denise E. McHon, case number CEODS 2017-0069.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Monica Frederick. This is a new case for an outdoor storage violation. The property was first noticed on April 28, 2017. The notice to appear was certified mailed on May 19, 2017, and the notice to appear was also posted on the property on May 18, 2017 at 1:36 p.m. I have photos for your display. At first, the property owner looked like they may have been evicted or somebody got mad at somebody and put all their stuff outside. And then the items slowly started to be removed. So I thought, okay, they're sure to comply. But the remaining items are like pots, a table, a gasoline pail, things of that nature that are just stored on the side of the property.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. Find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owner has until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there'll be a daily fine amount of $100.
Item number 46 and item number 47 and item number 48, Officer Crystal Cordo, customer Eden, case number CEEXP 2017-0064, CEGMS 2017-0018, in CEEXP 20170063.
Officer Crystal Cordo, City of North Miami Code Compliance. I think that we heard 2 of these. I'm not sure. I know we heard, I think, we might have actually heard all 3.
2 of them were tabled.
2 of them were tabled. I did try to reach out to the homeowner via email. She did provide an email the one time I spoke with her back months ago, and the email bounced back. Unfortunately, as of today, the violations still exist. I don't know. I feel bad because she did contact me at one point, and she stated that she lives out of state, and I tried to direct her to the property appraiser's page. I tried to direct her to updating her mailing address so that she would get the postings, etc. She has tenants in the property, but she, I don't have I looked everywhere for a number for her. I tried to email her. I can't get anything. So essentially, the violations do still exist. She was made aware via telephone, though, by me personally back months ago. But all of the mail is coming back returned because all of the addresses that I have on file are not valid for her.
How do you wish to proceed?
I don't know. The violations exist. It is what it is.
All right. Do you have any photos?
I do. Yeah. She owns 2 properties right next to each other. They look identical. She needs to clean them up. She said that prior to me coming into the zone, she had been notified about it already by the previous officer, and she pressure cleaned. But, at this point, it's beyond a pressure clean. It needs to be painted. And she said that she was going to do her best to get it taken care of. But at this point, I think originally she was notified of the violations back in March. Yeah, March 2nd to be exact. And again, as I said, she was notified of the hearing by certified mail as well as the property being posted on May 21st, but the certified mail all came back.
All right. So was she notified or was she not notified of the violations? Because this is the determination I have to make.
The city attempted to notify her with what we have on file. And we did post the property. She does have tenants in the properties. I did post the properties on May 21st.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication. Property owner has until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $150 each case.
Item number 60, Officer Monica Frederick, customer Ava Sherman, case number CENUS 2017003.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Monica Frederick. This case was a case that was previously heard for a nuisance at the property. At the last hearing, I stated that I thought that the property owner had been notified finally because some workers were seen on the property boarding up the windows properly, as well as cutting the grass and cutting back the tree. And then there was a huge metal carport that was at the property that had also a lot of vegetation around it, and that also had been removed. The property was first noticed on January 26, 2017. It was mailed a certified notice to appear for this hearing on May 19, 2017, and the property was posted for this notice to appear on May 18, 2017 at 1:42 p.m. I have a recent picture of the property. At the end of the day, it's still a nuisance to all the neighboring properties.
All right, so it was declared a nuisance. What is it that you're requesting?
Before you gave it, well, to me on this paper, it says tabled by the magistrate to June 7th.
Oh, it's tabled. It wasn't, so I never did declare it a nuisance?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so it's being declared a nuisance today.
Nuisance it is.
Oh, let me just make the finding based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented. I do find the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear.
Item number 65, Officer Shanna Sanders, customer Fritz Nicholas, case number CEBPR 2017-0053.
Finally.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case for doing work without first obtaining the proper permits. The property was first cited on March 30th, went back out again a couple of times, April 15th, April 23rd, back again on May 11th. As of today, a couple of permits have been obtained, but not for the work that he was actually cited for. I do show that proper service was given. The notice was posted on May 20th. Certified mailing was sent out on the 19th. I do have pictures of the violation if you would like to see.
Yes.
And if you're starting from the front, you're looking at photos that were taken today. As you see, windows were installed. He blocked up some of the walls on the side and in the rear of the property. He did an entire renovation. The only thing that he obtained a permit for thus far was
The dumpster.
not even the dumpster. He for a paint. He more so stated that he was stuccoing and painting the property, and that he was making going to do a room addition, but no work was done. No permit was obtained for the windows that was installed in, or the doors, the blocking up of the area along the sliding glass door around the pool area that was blocked up on the south side of the north side of the property.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owner has until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $200. Officer. Thank you.
Item number 70, Officer Ernest Baptiste, customer Gerard Benjamin, case number CEJNK 2017-0040.
Ernest Baptiste, City of Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was heard before. Property was posted May 19, 2017. Today I passed by, the item still laying around in the rear.
Okay. Okay, it's not too bad. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city and enter adjudication. Owners have until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $50.
Item number 76, Officer.
Hold up. You had one case? She had you sit here all night. See, that's what you get for pissing off Edme. Don't piss off Edme.
Item number 76, Officer Crystal Cordo, customer Immacula Charles, case number CEPFY 2017-00330.
City of North Miami, Officer Crystal Cordo, Code Compliance. This is a new case with reference to parking on the front lawn. I would like to have noted on the record that this is a repeat issue with this resident. I specifically cited them initially on this case on May the 4th. I've given them actually 2 tickets, 2 civil violation tickets. They were mailed certified for the hearing on the 19th, and the property was also posted on the 19th. As of today, they're still parked on the lawn. And I did a little bit of research just to see prior to me getting into the zone. The previous officer cited them several times and issued tickets as well. So here's the photo.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication. Owner has until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $100.
Item number 82 through 84, Officer Monica Frederick, customer Jean Joseph, case number CEODS 2017-0050, CEPFY 2017-00131, and CEZPU 2017-0023.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Monica Frederick. These 3 cases are new cases. One for the outdoor storage of property in the rear, the second for parking on the front lawn, and the third for ZPU, which is zone prohibited use, as the property owner is subleasing the property out. The violations were first noticed on March 30th, 2017, mailed certified notice to appear on May 19, 2017, and the property was posted on May 22nd, 2017 at 10 a.m. Sorry, there's like a billion pictures. I spoke to the property's owner's wife, who stated that they just moved there. They weren't aware that they weren't allowed to rent out the property to other tenants. I advised her that if they decided to do that inside of their dwelling, that's something different, but renting out a whole nother unit to somebody else and having an outside entrance is a problem. as well as the parking issue. They do have an inoperable vehicle that just got there, but prior to the inoperable vehicle being parked there, there is somewhat of a driveway that they are able to utilize instead of parking both vehicles that they have there on the front lawn. The items in the rear, I walked her to the rear of her property and told her specifically what had to go. She stated that she would have them cleaned up, and unfortunately by today those pictures were taken and everything seems to be in its same exact spot.
Since March? Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations do exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication on all cases. Property owners have until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount on CEODS 2017000050. That's the outdoor storage. This one is 100. CEPFY 2017000131, parking on lawn, 50. And CEZPU 2017000023, ZPU 150.
Item number 92, Officer Ernest Baptiste, customer Joanne J. Parker, case number CEPFY 20170080.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was heard before for parking on front lawn. Today I did my last inspection, took pictures, still park on the front lawn. Property was posted on May 20th, 2017.
He has a whole parking space in the, there's a driveway, right? Yes. We usually have issues where people don't have a driveway. Okay, so this one is intentional. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $100 is hereby ratified.
Item number 98 through 99 and 100, Officer Evelyn Christie, customer Jose M. Fernandez, case number CEEXP 20170078, CEPOM 20170004, CEZPU 20170019.
Okay, what happened to 96?
Wait, where? Oh, sorry. Item number 96,
Well,
Jose.
no, well, let's finish with, she's already at the podium,
Okay.
so let's finish with her and then we'll call the other. Go ahead.
This Vidal and Christie Code Compliance, City of North Miami. These are all new cases in regards to the exterior building walls of the property located at 110 Northwest 125 Street. The property is occupied, however, no one seems to be able to find the property owner. The second violation is for the pool, which is located in the rear of the property that is not being maintained. And the water is green. This is also a case where the property is being divided into different living units. And I have been to the property with the police, which I got to inspect the additional unit, and I do have pictures for the record.
Okay. Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations do exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication. Owner has until July 4th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, I will be. So now, with the pool that's not being maintained, do we have,
I
You
am
know, if
actually
you-
in the process of verifying if we are going to drain the pool. Made contact with Miami-Dade to get on the property to drop mosquito pellets,
yeah,
and also verifying if the city will go in and board it up. Since there's no restriction from 125th Street to
Mhm.
the backyard.
all right. So, as to CEE XB 2017000078, this one is 100. CEPOM 2017000004, this one is 200. And as to ZEZPU 2017000019, 200.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a quick bathroom break.